What is going on, guys? We got an X and Y Wi-Fi battle for you. Today we're up against Emily, and I'm gonna bring myself a lower tier team this time. This is my second time fighting Emily, so I decided to bring a lower tier team since last time I brought an OU team, so this time just a little bit lower to kind of even things out, so yeah, let's just get right onto it. Emily is going to, well, before I do that, I'm going to lead off with Galvantula, and Emily's going to lead off with Kecleon. And we already know from this previous battle, this Kecleon has a really cool move pull, and not to mention it has that power-up punch, and not to mention it's also sporting that assault vest, so pretty much this goddamn thing is like a bulky sweeper, so we gotta watch out for it, but I want to set up my sticky webs ASAP, so that's exactly what I do. And I know this Galvantula will not do anything to this Kecleon, so I have to switch out and bring out another threat. I'm gonna bring out my Mienshao, and I thought, well, I could maybe just go for a fake out just to see how much I do, and turns out this thing is really damn powerful already, so I go for my fake out, and it does quite a lot. And I know he's gonna go for the Shadow Sneak this turn because, well, he doesn't want to get high jump kick in the face, so he's gonna turn himself into Ghost type and go into his, yeah, his sneaky little Shadow Sneaker, so and drop his attack with Intimidate. That's pretty good, so that kind of negates just one of his power punches, so it turns out he is gonna go for a Shadow Sneak as I predicted. So, once you know the move pool of this Kecleon, it's a little bit predictable, but still, not to mention this Kecleon is a huge threat, so I know he also has a Rock Slide, but I don't know why, I thought he might go for the Sucker Punch, that's why I decided to go for the Extreme Speed, but turns out he stayed as a Ghost type, so a little bit over prediction there. He is super effective and does way too much, so I should have just burned him ASAP instead of going for the Extreme Speed, so I want to keep my Arcanine just in case because, you know, that Intimidate is so damn useful, so expecting a Rock Slide, I have no other choice, but turns out he's going to go straight for the Sucker Punch, so really funny there. Pretty much I was going to just let my Galvantula die, but yeah, he's going to go for a Shadow Sneak, not really sure why, because I'm pretty sure I can live at least one Shadow Sneak, because I did drop his attack with, you know, yeah, so I know he has the Assault Vest, but I want to do as much damage as possible, and maybe I can get that nice fat paralysis, but unfortunately, I don't get that paralysis, and his Sucker Punch does finish me off, so. But that's fine with me, since I already set up webs, so there's really no point, so I'm going to send out my Crobat. I know I can live at least one Sucker Punch, so here I live it, and I take it pretty well, and I go straight for the Brave Bird and finish off this Kecleon. So yeah, this Kecleon did way too much damage, and it was too problematic throughout my entire battle. But finally, I was able to get rid of this Kecleon. So now he's gonna send out the Eeleektross. I'm at pretty low HP, so I thought, well, I'm just gonna go for a Brave Bird just to see how much I can do before I die. But his Quick Claw activates. Of course, his Quick Claw activates. So kind of bummer because I want to do as much damage as possible, but it doesn't really matter in the end, so I'm going to switch into my Alakazam, seeing that I don't really have any more special walls in my team, so I know Alakazam can at least live one Thunderbolt and pretty much 2-hit KO this Eeleektross, so I'm going to trade his Levitate, which is pretty sweet. Levitate is pretty damn useful, so I'm going to go for my Psychic, and luckily his Quick Claw did not activate, and I know I couldn't kill, but it was a 2-hit KO nonetheless, so, and I also know that I can take a Thunderbolt, and this critical hit almost killed me, so went for a Focus Blast just in case that Houndoom did come out, but now that I think about it, she wouldn't really send out the Houndoom anyways because the sticky webs were up anyway, so now he's gonna send out the Toxicroak, and I know, I smell it from a mile away that this Toxicroak in fact does have Sucker Punch. Why else would someone send out something that is 4 times weak to Psychic? Only knows that because it only has Sucker Punch, so right on my Arcanine, basically my Toxicroak counter, so as I predicted, he does go for a Sucker Punch, so that's pretty sweet. I get a free switch, and I also thought, well, it's a good opportunity for me to heal. I didn't expect him to go for another Sucker Punch because usually, you know, Arcanine does have Morning Sun, so yeah, I guess my opponent didn't really realize that I'm a defensive Arcanine, not an offensive Arcanine, so I'm sitting at a pretty comfortable range where I can live at least one attack and burn it, but then I realized I am faster than it, so. But I do miss my Will-O-Wisp, and unfortunately he does hit me with an Earthquake, which is really rare to see an Earthquake on a Toxicroak, But it doesn't really matter because I did drop his attack, so yeah, that Earthquake did absolutely nothing, so I'm expecting that Emily might bring out the Houndoom because it has Flash Fire. So I thought, well, it's a safer to just go for Morning Sun, but it turns out she's not going to send out her Houndoom. Really strange for her to stay in for the Toxicroak, since this Toxicroak is going to get burned, and not to mention his attack was already dropped by Intimidate, so she can send out her Houndoom anytime soon, and my Arcanine can't really touch this Houndoom, maybe except for Extreme Speed, but Extreme Speed can't really do too much either, so I was like, fuck it, if the Houndoom does come out, whatever, but instead, she still stays in, so she had like over 2 turns to switch out into a Houndoom, predicting the Bulbous, but she chose not to, so really funny there, and she just decided to just let her Toxicroak get burned, so now this Toxicroak is completely useless. So not only is the Toxicroak burned, but his attack is drop -1, so this Earthquake will literally do nothing, but just for a safer bet, I'm gonna go for a Morning Sun, just in case he does get that critical, because a critical and a poison damage is not good, so it's gonna go for an Earthquake, and yeah, that absolutely does nothing. It's almost like a non-effective move, so defensive Arcanine strikes back, and it's better than ever, ladies and gentlemen, so I'm pretty sure Emily knows this Toxicroak can't really do shit, so that's why she's just gonna, you know, let it stay out and let this Toxicroak die. So kind of a bummer because I really love Toxicroak, and the Toxicroak is one hell of a good Pokemon, so kind of ashamed to see Toxicroak die like this. But I do get a nice little lucky critical hit, and that'll finish off this Toxicroak, so pretty freaking sweet. So gonna grab a little bit more leftovers damage to kind of negate the poison damage since I am not badly toxic, so that's not too bad. Next, Emily is going to send out her Houndoom, and finally she decides to send out her Houndoom after all those turns of, you know, missing my Will-O-Wisp. She decides to send out her Houndoom now, so I'm gonna send out my Mienshao. If she wants to go for the Dark Pulse, that's fine with me. If she wants to go for Nasty Rod, that's also fine with me, because this Houndoom is no longer faster than my Mienshao thanks to those Sticky Webs. So Sticky Webs is so damn important. Sometimes I think Sticky Webs is even more important than Stealth Rock. So if I had not used Sticky Webs, this Houndoom could have outsped me and just probably killed me with a Flamethrower. So good thing I was able to set up Sticky Webs. So gonna send out the Feraligatr, that's fine, honestly. I'm just gonna use a Fake Out because I wasn't sure if she was gonna switch out or not, so it's gonna do a little bit of damage, that's good and all, and I'm gonna get Life Orb damage, so from this range, a High Jump Kick might or might not kill, so I don't want to risk it. It's a good chance to kill, but also a very low chance to not kill, so I thought, well, I'm gonna go for my U-turn, just to do as much as I can, and then just switch out. So luckily this Feraligatr did not go for the Aqua Jet, so I'm kind of glad. Maybe this Feraligatr doesn't even have Aqua Jet now I think about it, so I'm gonna switch into my Queen Bee. But this Jellicent is defensive, especially defensive, not physically defensive, but I thought, well, it could probably still take a decent attack, so, and I could probably burn it with a Scald. But I thought maybe she would want to switch out into her Sceptile, because she has a Sceptile shield in the back, so instead of a Scald, I decided to go for the Toxic, and funny, she decides to switch out into the Houndoom, so had I went for the Scald, might just be an easy 2-hit KO for this Houndoom, because I'm pretty sure I can live at least one Dark Pulse from a Houndoom if he's, you know, not using Nasty Pot, so he's gonna go for the Nasty Pot, and well, I thought, I don't want this Houndoom to start wrecking shit, so I'm just gonna do as much damage as possible and fodder off my Jellicent, so it does quite a lot, and this poison damage will take it, and now ends up sitting at a pretty low HP, so this Houndoom can't really do anything except go for a Dark Pulse and finish me off, so it's a +2 Dark Pulse, so of course, even my specially defensive Jellicent will not appreciate that, so. But that doesn't really matter because this Houndoom is pretty much dead, so I can send out my Mienshao and go for a Fake Out and pretty much kill it. But in case she wants to send out the Sceptile, I'm just gonna, or the Feraligatr, I'm gonna send out, just gonna use my High Jump Kick. So pretty glad that my High Jump Kick did not miss. If it had missed, I'm pretty sure my Mienshao would have died. So now she sends out her Sceptile very comfortably, but it is gonna get hurt by those Sticky Webs, and I'm gonna go straight for my High Jump Kick, and judging from this range, it'll actually die. So pretty freaking sweet. I sometimes underestimate how strong high jump kick from a Mienshao actually is. Mienshao has ridiculously high attack already, so I'm gonna use my U-turn, obviously, because, well, I'm pretty sure I can't kill it with a high jump kick, so I'm gonna use my U-turn, not to mention it is super effective, but fortunately for me, I do get a critical. I wasn't planning to kill the Sceptile, but nonetheless, there you have it. I finish off her last Pokemon, so that was pretty damn sweet. So thank you, Emily, for challenging me yet again. Really special and unique Pokemon. Love seeing Emily's Pokemon too. So give a huge thumbs up for Emily, honestly. So yeah, so thanks for stopping by, and stay tuned for more XMI Wi-Fi battles.